Hello, everyone. It is a beautiful Friday, and I want to just drop some bombshell news on you guys. First off, guys, the news doesn't really like to go and interview people if there's no news to be found. What am I talking about? In Arizona, we see the brave women who went and stood up against the Peoria school board. Now, what you're going to find is that the media tried to do somewhat of a spin on the work that the people did, and I'm going to point it out. I want you to pay special attention to when they talk about statutes. I want you to pay special attention when they talk about complaints, because the last time I looked at it, the document said notice, and I didn't see a single thing that said anything about a complaint. So when attorneys and government officials, as I told you guys, want to kill things and hide it and get rid of it, they want you to do judicial complaints, bar complaints, and all that stuff. We don't complain. What we do is we show the law, we show the Constitution, we show them their own statutes and law they have to follow at times, and then we ask them where they got the authority to do anything else. One thing that you guys are going to notice, and we'll break this down in the video, that even the bar attorney that they use for Peoria School District talked about how statutes are what ifs or something of that nature. The bar attorney doesn't even respect the statutes that they're supposed to follow. But the bar attorney is not government. The bar attorney in that capacity is part of a private association, a group that has goals and they want to take power for themselves. And this is why she said that these issues will have to be heard in court, the only way to deal with this. Well, first of all, don't tell us what the only way is, because the people created the Constitution, which was the way for everything. So when you want to tell us we're limited by your statutory text, or you want to tell us that our rights are limited by what a judge or an administrative hearing officer wants to do, you show us that you have not learned the law. So I want to thank the women who went out and kicked butt. Firstly, Sophia Zori, for having a class that allowed the parents to be able to see the truth, that allowed the parents to know that they can stand up and fight. You guys are winning, and attention is coming because they know what you guys are doing. Now, I want to also thank Kelsey Curtis, because Kelsey Curtis is a master in law, and I can see the signature of her work in that document. I can see where she talked about the parental bill of rights that was placed in the statutes because the schools were going overboard. She schooled me on that probably a couple of months ago. Kelsey Curtis is a monster with study, the truth, the law. I want you guys to follow her. Once again, I want to thank Sophia Zori for having a class and allowing these ladies to be able to come and see and learn the law. Now, some people will say, because this attorney came out and said it was not possible and how the complaints of the parents won't be heard, I guess is over with. First of all, guys, I'm going to tell you that that is the furthest thing from the truth. Many times in history, you got parents to yell, argue, email, and nothing happens. No attorney wants to come and say that this won't do anything. The news media isn't really coming. Guys, we are doing a new thing. We are doing what the law says to do. We are giving them notice of the wrong and giving them a chance to speak out about it. And that's what this attorney did. She spoke out trying to tell what the law is and what she's going to do or what they're going to do and how they're not going to hear. I beg to differ. Guys, we're going to go through this video. We're going to break down with a scholarly analysis what it is that this woman is saying. And then we're going to look at real law and compare it to what it is that she has said and see if it really fits in with the real law. Now, guys, I promise you this is a good thing, because when they come out and they start trying to fight, you get to see how ignorant what they're saying really is. Now, parents all over the place, I want you to stand strong. I want you to be thankful for this opportunity, because we want all the smoke. When somebody wants to challenge us with the law, we want all of it, and we want them to openly tell what they think so we can check and see if it's true. This is part of the education process that makes you better and better. So let's go through this. Get ready to stand. You guys are lighting fires. You guys are powerful. And I'm so thankful and humbled to be able to see you do things the right way. You guys are blessed. Let's delve deep.
In the state of education, parents taking on a local school district, serving them with a notice, calling out their policies on math and classroom curriculums. But as ABC 15's Ashley Peretta has learned, their complaints would likely never stand up in court.
Guys, who said that we were going to go to court.
She joins us from Peoria now with more.
So I present these papers to you, President Hannibal and Dr. Reynolds, of a ton of parents that got together and signed these affidavits. You are being served.
Peoria Unified administrators being served a notice during Thursday's board meeting. Parents citing 2 statutes.
Guys, did the parents only cite 2 statutes, or did they also cite some of the Constitution? And why wouldn't the news mention the Constitution?
On the protection of their fundamental rights.
Okay, guys, so since this is a scholarly review, we're going to look at the actual Arizona Constitution to see if there are fundamental rights or liberty interests or anything like that these people are supposed to be following, and if they actually have a choice. Let's check and see. First of all, text of section 1, a frequent recurrence to fundamental principles is essential to the security of individual rights and the perpetuity of free government. So in other words, if you want to keep a free government, guys, and you don't want to become slaves like these people in the board are acting now, the people are guaranteed a right in the state of Arizona to frequently be able to teach the government workers fundamental principles so they don't go against our individual rights, meaning rights that they swore to before they got hired. They don't get permission to tell us when they're not going to listen to us, or they don't have the power to tell us when they're not going to listen to us. They can't say that what you say won't go far, it means nothing. Now, how can we prove that? Let's just look at the text of section 2. All political power is inherent in the people, and government derive their just powers, which means they can get unjust powers if they just take it and we didn't give it to them, from the consent of the governed. And what is their purpose for being established, guys? Watch this. Their purpose is, after the comma, and are established to protect and maintain individual rights. So how is it that they could say that the people's so-called complaints, which nobody complained, we gave a notice based on statute and the Constitution. But the Constitution tells that the government's job is to protect and maintain individual rights. If mothers and fathers have a liberty interest over their children to take care of their care, custody, and control, how could somebody as a bar attorney say, no, that doesn't matter, it doesn't count? Or someone from the news media say, well, we're not going to pay attention to your individual rights, even though that's the only purpose of government.
With regard to their child's upbringing, education, healthcare, and mental health.
Now, everybody pay attention to the red underlines. These are just some of the constitutional provisions that were quoted that they mentioned nothing about. Why?
Those rights are being violated.
I don't want you masking my child. I don't want you vaccinating my child. You don't need to test my child, and you don't need to quarantine my child. Again, all of those are health and medical related.
Parents across the valley banding together on this effort, saying they are giving notice to one district at a time. But a local education attorney saying their efforts won't go far.
The only way to actually enforce the school to do something to stop something from happening, well, you could vote off the board members, change them, you can go to court, but not likely that.
Guys, she said that the only way for the parents to deal with stopping what it is that the board is doing is to go to court. You should be very careful when an attorney tell you that the only way to do something is how they feel. First of all, let's go to Arizona Constitution and see if there's an ability to do something other than just go to a court. Text of section 5, right of petition and assembly. The right of petition, not just to the court, you can do it to the legislature and any other branch of government, and of the people peaceably to assemble, like these parents did, came together to put together a notice, for the common good, what's good for them and their children, shall never be abridged. So if they have the right to come together and petition the government and to put them in their place and let them know that they're doing wrong, how could someone say that your only way is to go to a court? Now, some people might not believe what the word petition means. So I'm going to go a little bit deeper and help you to figure that out. All right, so we have a guaranteed right to petition. What's a petitioner? One who presents a petition to a court, officer, or legislative body. Guys, we are not saying that we're going to the court to get the court to give us permission to do what we already have the permission to do. No, why would we ever do that? We are going to simply go to the legislature and let the legislature know, hey, look at the board. Look at what they have the power to do based on the Constitution and what we have the power over as the people. And legislature, we need you to correct these people. We know that the bar members told you to write some statutes saying they can do whatever they think they can do, but it's not in the law. So we need to go ahead and fix that. And watch what happens, guys. Now, I thought that lady said, as an attorney, the only thing they could do is go to court. That's the only way. And courts don't tend to side with the people. Okay.
That's going to resolve anything. Judges typically do not like to second guess school boards.
The group also signing petitions trying to oust 2 Peoria board members.
I'm a parent, and I want our kids to have an education again, where it's based off of academics and not teaching our kids about values and social emotional learning.
Expressing concerns on whether elements of critical race theory will be disguised within the curriculum. Critical race theory is a concept that seeks to understand racism and inequality in the U.S. by exploring and exposing the ways it affects legal and social systems. It's become a point of contention for conservative leaders nationwide. As for Peoria, we're also hearing from those defending the district.
I served on this district's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee in 2019-2020. And I strongly believe that what you're doing, what this district is doing, is important. It needs to be continued.
Peoria parents telling us it's more than just seeking legal action. They say it's making noise to be heard.
They're just kids. They don't see skin color.
Although it may take a while to see change.
So parents
Guys, notice they say it may take a while to see change. Not so. Actually, guys, what we have to understand is that the Constitution is not just some menu that the government officials, attorneys, and the media can come and say we're going to have it as a menu and pick off what we would like to give you at the time. And then at other times, we are not going to give you what we swore to give you as government officials. Well, let me just show you the simple and easy answer. The simple and easy answer is in the Constitution, in the Declaration of Rights, Section 32. Let's check it out and see what it says. Section 32, Constitutional Provisions Mandatory. The provisions of this Constitution are mandatory. They don't have a choice, y'all, unless by express words they are declared to be otherwise. And that's not express words of the government. It's express words of the people who created this Constitution and are the masters of government. So don't believe, guys, when they tell you there's nothing you can do. We just got to take it.
sometimes will use that and say, I don't like the curriculum being taught to my child. I don't like what this teacher is doing. But the problem with a lot of statutes is I call them the so what statutes. They're kind of out there, but there's no oversight. There's no...
Guys, does she not realize that the Constitution is the oversight of the statutes? This is why attorneys are messing up. They're looking at the statute as the end all be all and saying there's no oversight because nothing in the statute says they have to follow the Constitution. No. The Constitution is the end all be all in your world. If you are not following the Constitution as a government worker, you are trampling the rights of the people and not following your trust indenture called the Constitution. Okay, guys, so once again, we see where attorneys are trying to mix up the signals, make it sophisticated and difficult. The people have the 100% guaranteed right in the state constitution. It is mandatory to be able to go before their government officials, petition them. They can even do remonstrance and a redress. They can let the government workers know that you are not working on our behalf and we don't like it. We need you to fix it. They don't just have to go before a court to petition like attorneys would want you to believe. They could go in front of the legislature. They could go in front of the executive branch. They could go in front of the judicial and any officer. These people work for the people. They just don't want you to know exactly how things work. Attorneys are speaking things out the side of their neck that they're not even showing you in law. They're just saying it. And they're talking about even the statutes that they write for themselves as if they don't even have to go by those, guys. So the people have a duty and an obligation to step in and correct these things. If you want to know how to take it to the next level, get with Sophia Zori, get with Dave Jose, get with Josh Barnett. We'll open up the doors for you guys to see how we take it to the next level. We'll come together by the hundreds or the thousands, maybe even more, and we will stop this foolishness by using the real law and doing those things that we should do to set this nation straight. This has been a scholarly review, not by somebody from some school who only teaches law in one way, but by the right of the people shown to you face to face so you can know for yourself. Don't ever be afraid of these people coming back against you and saying we can't do this, we can't do that. There's nothing you can do. You can only do it this way. When we have the constitutions in plain and simple English here in our Arizona state, we can look at these things, figure them out, make determinations amongst each other as we have a right to do, consulting for our common good and taking action to fix the issue. Don't be down. This is amazing. This is the first step. Them talking stupid about what it is that are our rights. Now we're going to lay it down and fix it. Let's get together. Talk to you soon. I hope you guys enjoy what you just saw. If you want to get into some of our private associations that we do these affidavit classes in, teaching you how to do it, you could go to restoremyrepublic.com, restoremyrepublic.com. We can get it going and we can have fun. I'll put the link in the video. Thank you guys. Be blessed. Have a great day.